Obviously, a really disappointing loss. I don't think it was for lack of trying. We were trying, but I felt like Washington State, to their credit, made some really good plays late in the game. The quarterback with a couple plays there to avoid some sacks, to create some big plays was a big factor. I don't know what the final total number was, but the penalties were a big factor. I think it was 18. Was around that number. I mean, that's a ridiculous number of penalties. Obviously, the big one there late on the 3rd and 1. We thought we got them to jump, and then we got called for the penalty. And then the ultimate execution of it all. You know, when it came down to it, when they got the momentum on their side, we thought we had regained it and had a chance to win the game, and we weren't able to do it. When they got their chance, they were able to do it. So. I think there's probably a lot more to the game as we continue to talk about it, but that's it in a nutshell.
The penalties, I mean, did you not great calls? Just
I
things
don't know.
that don't.
Yeah, we got called on them. If they call them, they're penalties. I don't know what else to say about it.
What was the explanation, Sark, from the officials on that 3rd and 1? What did they tell you?
That Keith drew him offsides.
With his head motion?
I was trying to ask that myself. The nose tackle jumped. I don't know. It wasn't like it was an edge guy that's looking at Keith. It's the guy standing right in, I can't even see Keith, so not real sure.
With the field goal by Coons, just didn't hit it right, or?
I don't know if it was the best snap we had, but Cody was able to get it down, and it didn't look like he hit it very good at all. It didn't look like he struck the ball very well.
How did you feel, as the game was starting, how did you feel about the energy?
Well, I thought our energy was fine. I thought that they were doing a few different things up front defensively. It caused us some issues up front. I thought they played hard up front defensively, and in turn, we got a couple holdings in there and had a difficult time protecting the quarterback early in the game. I thought we improved that as the game went on. And then other issues came up, but I didn't think the energy or the want to was an issue for us. I thought our guys were fired up, ready to go. We didn't execute great.
What did they do to give you trouble in the second half on defense, their defense?
I just thought they kept playing hard, quite honestly. They pressured enough for that to be a factor, variety of secondary pressures and internal dogs. But at the end of the day, when you're living in first and longs, second and longs, third and longs, that over time gets hard, and it's sure a lot easier to live in second mediums and third and shorts, and we just could not consistently do that offensively, and that's what made the game really difficult for us offensively.
When you're up 28-10, did you feel any complacency, or you still feel good about the vibe?
I don't think so at all. We came out, we had a great rush on the quarterback. We miss him twice. He almost goes down. He makes a heck of a play, puts the ball on the ground to hold himself from not falling down, gets up, finds a guy down the middle of the field. It's a great play. I don't think he was complacent. If we sack him right there, it's about a 20-yard loss, and he was able to get out of it. And when you upset teams, sometimes you need those types of plays, and they got a couple of those tonight.
The running game wasn't quite there the way it had been in the last few weeks.
Yeah, they again, credit to Washington State up front. I felt like, we've played better than we played up front tonight. We weren't as physical and really firing off the football the way we would have liked to. I thought they got some internal penetration on us that caused some issues. And then some of the secondary pressures were able to create some big plays for them, where their corner blitzes and different things that kind of knocked us back. And then the sacks, ultimately, that doesn't help.
Sorry, on the turnover and overtime, what did you see on that play?
I couldn't, exactly hard to tell. We had a kind of a full field read for Keith where he was working from right to left. It looked like he was going through his progression. And I'm not sure exactly what happened in the protection, if it broke down or if he went to flush. I was couldn't really see it all. But it looked as though he was trying to get the ball to a check down and got hit on his delivery of some sort. I'll have to look at the film to tell you exactly though, Jerry.
Sir, what did you see in the scout as far as the very, very first play of the game and trying to get them on a big play early?
We just thought with the formations, we've been using quite a bit of bunch formation and overloaded that bunch to look to bring something back out the back door. they brought a pressure on the very first play of the game that really caused quite a bit of issues for us there with Cody coming around. So it wasn't my best play call.
Coach, how quick do you put this behind you and work on the postseason now? You got a little time off.
This one's gonna sting. I'll be honest with you. This one, you know, you have a loss like this in a game like this, in a rivalry game. This one will sting, and this one will hurt for probably more than a day, quite honestly. But we're lucky that we don't play in 7 days, and we got a little more time. So we'll get back together with the guys Monday morning, give them a couple days off, start the healing process, and figure out where we're going to play our bowl game.
Maybe more penalties you can't talk about, but there were more than a few kind of on the secondary, on things like that. I mean, just
I mean, we're close. You know, we're right there. It's tight coverage, and they deemed them pass interference. I mean, I can't. You know, I can argue with them until I'm blue in the face, but at the end of the day, they have the power there to make those calls.
So was there any thought in terms of when you took the timeout at the very end of the game to give Kuntz the kick? Was there any thought of just kicking the ball right then and there? Without the
I just wanted to make sure our execution was right. I really would have wanted to end the game with that kick. That's why, with the way the clock was set up, that we have the ability to take it down to make that the last play of the game. The last thing I wanted to do was, you know, kick it, and then there's 25, 30 seconds left, and they get a chance to hit a couple plays, and then they're kicking one with the win. So it just felt like the right thing to do. Yeah, I was hopeful we could draw them off on the third down, the 3rd and 1, to then kind of just keep it kind of more natural that way. But when we got the penalty to 3rd and 6, we really had to run it then again because I didn't want to stop the clock. So we ran it on 3rd and 6 and got close. Weren't able to convert the first down, and so the way the time was set up, we could get a timeout with 5 seconds left in the game and make that the last play of the game.
Did that 3rd and 1? Did that feel like Stanford kind of all over again?
Yeah, that's exactly the same exact thing happened. So I don't, but we got a penalty this time.
Was Austin not quite 100%, or?
Yeah, he was hobbled a little bit tonight, and he's had a nagging ankle here for quite some time.
How successful was the short or the smaller defensive line combinations that you were using to get some rush?
Well, I think it was relatively successful. I think that, against that type of offense, you got to try to provide some different looks. And I think we're able to do that at times. We missed sometimes, credit to their quarterback. He avoided some of the sacks and was able to create some big plays down the field. But I thought it was effective in generating some pass rush, forcing some errant throws.